And now to another story that we're following.
Miss Universe 2015 is Colombia.
Oh boy. Well, it's a scandal everyone is talking about. Steve Harvey announcing Miss Colombia as the winner of last night's Miss Universe pageant. And then this jaw-dropping moment happened.
I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines. This is exactly what's on the card. I will take responsibility for this. It was my mistake. It was on the card.
This is painful, right? Every time I see it. Well, despite his apologies on air and on social media, some are now wondering whether the whole thing was some sort of publicity stunt. I was watching this. I could not believe it. And then they kind of clipped it short after then they took the crown off of Miss Colombia after a little bit of time and put it on Miss Philippines, who was still kind of wondering what was going on. And then you see Steve Harvey's apologizing. He's totally flustered. And he holds up the card, so everyone was screenshotting, you know, to be able to get the close-up. And if you saw the card, I tweeted this out, it has in very small writing in the bottom, Philippines, under the thing, Universe, the first name that's on there that you see Miss Colombia. So I'm like, well, he messed it up, but was it on purpose? Was it, I mean, there's all kinds of speculation. Greg, you were blogging about this last night.
It was a rough night for both women. I had to buy a lot of champagne and Kleenex, but they're fine. I want you to know that this guy hosts Family Feud. It's not like he doesn't have experience reading from cards.
And his own.
That's what he does every day.
His own show.
But you have to understand, everybody here is a winner. Miss Colombia is the most famous first runner-up in history. This is bigger than winning for her. Imagine the commercial deals and the types of commercials she will be doing. She will go to Budget Rent-A-Car. They will give her the wrong car. She will do Burger King. They're going to put the Burger King crown on her, but then they put it on somebody else. She is now more famous than any Miss Universe. Everybody's fine. And Steve Harvey, I thought, handled it quite well, even though he misspelled the names of the countries. But he was, I mean,
the Philippines,
both good, but he took responsibility for his actions quickly, and I thought that was good.
Okay, well, good. Yeah, I mean, it was unbelievable to watch it. It was like, I mean, Miss Philippines was actually very popular the whole time during the show. She had a huge amount of, like, crowd response and people flying the flags, and so I kind of thought she was going to win, but then she didn't.
Well, leave it to Greg Gutfeld to find the silver lining in all of this. I mean, I'm very impressed.
She was wearing the silver lining.
This is
true.
true.
My gosh.
If this was, I cannot imagine this was a publicity stunt, because that would be the meanest and cruelest thing to do to Miss Colombia. I don't think that that's true. I hope that's not true.
Or even to Miss Philippines. My goodness. But she's the winner now.
Can I turn in my man card right now before I do the segment?
Yep.
Okay, so it's 60 minutes. I'm watching the football game. It ends.
Of course you are.
60 minutes starts late, so I'm watching 60 minutes. That ends, and my wife demands that we watch
Of
this
course.
Miss Universe.
Universe.
Sorry. And so I'm watching. I literally
Sorry.
watched 2.5 hours of this thing, all the way down to from 8 down to 5 down to 3. It was USA, Philippines, and Colombia. USA does poorly on the questions. Now it's on to Colombia and Philippines. And Adrian's like, it's got to be Philippines. I'm like, it's got to be Colombia. It's Colombia. We turn the thing off, and then Kimberly emails.
Yeah.
You see what happened?
Yeah.
It's like, no, what happened? She's like, go check this out. We both looked back at, on YouTube, just couldn't believe it. Poor Steve Harvey, but Greg's right, man, you don't mess that up. He messed up. He saw first runner-up Colombia. He saw his first Colombia and said, 2015 Miss Universe is Colombia. I don't think it was a publicity stunt because Colombia is ticked off. The country, the president already said, no, we won that. That's ours.
Well, because they crowned her, right? I mean, it was like a done deal. Then it's like, oh, Mulligan, let me have
Couldn't
a do-over.
They crowned them both. Couldn't they just have two winners?
I think it was so
I'm surprised you'd say that.
Yeah, there's no co-winners.
Yeah, you're not for two winners.
Why?
You don't
Because
like participation trophies.
You always say no. Yeah, no. That's exactly what KG said. You say no participation award.
Yeah,
Hey, look, the fact
I would have
is-
liked it, by the way. She's a winner. Watch out, Sofia Vergara, because she's killing it.
Yeah.
So let's get to the politics. Let's cut off the nonsense. Donald Trump says that if he was in charge, this would not have happened. He would have set this straight. And I got to think that, in fact, this contest, which is, despite what happened with my man here and his wife being forced to watch it, nobody else in America is watching this show. I don't know who watches beauty pageants anymore, except Kimberly, who could win one.
Aww.
But I don't think the rest of us are watching. So this is something that does invite conspiracy theories. Why wouldn't you do something stupid to pump up the ratings for something nobody's looking at?
According to Alex Jones, he claims this was all a distraction so Obama could take away our guns.
I thought you would come to that.
But you know,
That
there's something that people missed, and I may be wrong. We were talking about this. Miss France, okay, was asked about how to fight terror in the wake of the Paris attacks. And she said, listen to the people committing these attacks, find the problem at its heart. I took that as a really horrible thing to say, that I interpreted her as saying that you have to listen to the terrorists.
Yeah.
Dana says that she was saying you need to find them. I don't believe that.
I think I didn't watch the pageant, but when you first read that to me, I said, oh, she means like listen in on them and find them and destroy them.
I didn't see the word in. I just said listen to them. So I don't know. That's a terrible
questions,
thing.
by the way. Those
There were
last five, there's terror.
Drug use.
2 gun questions, 2 drug questions.
Yeah,
terrible.
legalizing marijuana.
They're kicking it up a notch.
Second Amendment. Well, you know, and Miss USA, boy, she was always, you know, she's been here many times, interviewed her on Fox and Friends. She's fantastic. And she did have a struggle with the questions, and especially as it relates to gun control, Second Amendment. She started to answer it great. She had the crowd, and she was going,
no, she went
thank
both,
you.
she went both ways with it. She said, first of all, everyone has the right to own a gun and protect themselves. And then she said, but we need more gun control, make sure mass shootings don't happen.
Right,
like,
to sacrifice the rights of the individual.
Well, I
for
think
the group.
that her answer probably, when she was briefed, I'm sure that they probably do a pre-brief for her. I think that there's probably a lot of Americans who fall there. Right? So they're thinking, like, I'm kind of persuadable. If you could convince me that there was a reason to have more gun control, maybe I would be. And I could see how she could come up with that answer.
She ran out of time, too, was the
But
problem.
you know, speaking of pre-briefs, don't you think that Steve Harvey would have run through this thing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Very sloppy.
Well, but they said they just calculated the votes, but there was a massive pause before he even read the name.
So you think he was confused?
I don't know. Like, what was going on? Were
But
they
it's not
like
a sad
celebrating
story.
in between breaks, drinking?
story.
Like, what was happening?
It's not a sad
if
story.
you're Miss
It's not like
Columbia.
Bill Buckner missing that grounder. Everybody here wins. Somebody's Miss Universe, another one is famous. I think he's got a good story now. He'll never live it down.
His Twitter right away was like,
and he apologized.
Yeah, and I think a lot of attention for Family Feud.
Yes.
I do love him. I love the Family Feud.
and he has his own game show. He's printing money, Steve Harvey.
me
Just
tell
so
you
you know,
that
he can print his own Kleenex with dollar bills on it.
I've had this dream that the 5 could be on Family Feud. We would just kill it.
By the way, we were
Who would
against each other.
No. As a team.
But who would be up against? Who would we go up against? The View.
Oh, that'd be great. Can you imagine?
We would destroy them. They have absolutely no political acumen.
It's on.
But we'd be terrible with gossip about Lindsay Lohan.
No, we wouldn't.
We can get up to
We got that covered. Don't worry.
We just did 11 minutes on a beauty pageant.
That is true.
Oh, it's just delightful. My kind
Please,
of show.
Steve Harvey, invite us.
Steve Harvey.
Hey, I defended you, Steve Harvey, if that's your real name.